Assalamu alaikum. Hey guys, I'm back and welcome all of you to my new video tutorial. This is gonna be the second video on Google Earth Engine and JavaScript programming language. If you are not yet familiar with the interface, the functionalities, the options, how to use Google Earth Engine, I would highly recommend you to check out my first video on Google Earth Engine and then come back and start watching this video. So this video tutorial is basically going to describe uh, some convention of JavaScript programming language initially, more specifically how to declare a variable, how to set up, a list, and then using this knowledge, taking this learning from this section, I will head over and I will show you how to load and extract an image, basically single band dark image onto this map. So without further delay, let's just jump into our tutorial. Now I'm going to describe a little bit about JavaScript programming. More specifically, how to assign a variable in JavaScript. What happened while using Python for assigning a variable? We just picked up a random variable called like xy for this case x and used equals in and then assign a value. Then we just call that variable by printing, and if I just run the code, then look, it gets an error saying that line 1 variable must be declared with var. That's what we have to understand. Look, in JavaScript, while assigning or declaring a variable, you can declare your variable by uh, writing or by using three keywords, which are first of all var, short of variable, let, or const. These three words either can be used to declare your variable. However, in Google Earth Engine, the developers mostly have adopted var to assign the variable. So for this case, keep in mind while using or assigning your variable, you must use the keyword var before the variable. So in this case, our variable name is x. Before that, we have used the var keyword, and let's assign, in this case, an string, a string for a string as a value for this variable, like name of city, okay, Florida, Florida. Okay, so if I just uh, call upon the variable x, and there is a convention in JavaScript for calling upon a variable. While using printing option, though it's optional, you need to use a semicolon. I just followed that way. So if I hit the run button, look, it rendered the value. Our code has been executed. Name of the city is Florida. Okay, you can also just give any number here like 45, and if I just run the code, look, 45. So this is how we can uh, assign a variable. Always keep in mind using var keyword before your variable. Now I will go a little bit uh, detail. Now using var keyword, I'm gonna mm, declare a list, var my list. Okay, list like list, it can include either string and number. So let's first insert a string called let long coder, my channel name, and let's just insert some number like 5.5, and once again let's assign like Florida. Okay, so this is a list, but this list has been declared using a variable called myList, and myList must be uh, I mean followed by a variable, var keyword. Now if I just call upon my list, sorry, my list, and semicolon as usual. If I run the code, let's the full list has been printed out. But if I just wanna get any specific value, any specific index from this list, then we can use the index method. 0 index, 1 index, 2 index, and 3 index. At 0 position lat long coder is existing. So if I just input 0 here, and bear in mind when you are calling upon any element from a list, you must use third bracket. Okay, so run the code. Look, lat long coder has been printed out. So this is how you can just execute your knowledge from any programming language. If you were a little bit familiar with any programming language, uh, you can link up that knowledge with JavaScript. So why I am just writing all these codes, just to let you know that JavaScript is not that rocket science. It's not that totally different. It also uh, kind of overlaps the concept which is which is also existing in other programming language. So as long as you have that grasp in any programming language, you can. Okay, now I'm going to use the awkward knowledge. In the meantime, we have already learned how to assign a variable in JavaScript. So using this knowledge, I'm going to show you how to load an image on this map from Google Earth Engine data depository. Before that, let me remind you one thing, that you can also add comments in JavaScript to make your code more readable. So it has mainly, two kind of, rules while adding your single line comment and multi-line comment. For single line comment, you have to use double backward slash like something, okay, and then print like something a. Okay, I'm just showing how to add the comment. Okay, okay, and if I just wanna add multi-line code like this two line, then you have to first start with the backward slash followed by a star sign, and then it will be ended up using first a star sign and followed by a backward slash, then add comment, multi-line comment added, run once again. Let's change this V so that you can visualize the change. Okay, so this is how we can add comment in our JavaScript code. So it's going to help us to make our code more readable. So first, our objective is to load an image exactly. So just loading an image. Okay. The next line of code will be working on loading an image. So first, let's assign a variable called image equal. Here I can insert any value, but what is effective that I should use? Like for loading an image, for like calling upon an image, Google Earth Engine has a default function called ee dot image. Okay, so ee.image is a function which is working for loading an image. So what kind of image that I'm going to load? Is it Lancet? Is it, I mean, Sentinel? Is it Modis or something else that I should specify? So how can I specify? I can specify just, I mean, inserting or like putting the directory of the image. And there is a convention how to put your image directory. I will discuss in a later video. But one thing that I have copied a directory, image directory. This is a Lancet image directory. Okay. Though I will explain it briefly, uh, what is inside and how does it work. Look, this is a file pathway of Lancet image directory which is stored in Google Earth. It's as simple as in your, I mean, PC directory and laptop directory, file directory as well. So first, it says that the image should be called upon from Lancet sensor. So that's why it says Lancet. Then what version of Lancet? What number of Lancet sensor? It says that Lancet 8. The image should be collected from Lancet 8, and there is the collection number. Uh, you know that a sensor can collect image multiple times. The first collection CO and the tier number, and then it's Lancet 8 once again. And this is important. This value, this digit is very important to be understood. The first 3 digit or 2 digit, like I mean 4 4, it's the pathway, and the last two 3 4, sorry, the first one 4 4 is the pathway, and the last two is 3 4 is the row. Image extraction date. This image has been extracted in 2014. The month is March and the date is I mean 18. So this is all about path directory of an image. And next we are going to add some more codes to center, to position our image on the map. Okay, so let's heading, let's write a heading for like centering the or positioning center, positioning the map on the image. Now the next line of code will be working on this headline. For this purpose, we have to call upon another function called map, a dot followed by another function called center object. Okay, sorry, object. Okay, there is a shortcut. You can get help from auto completion, just clicking Control Shift Control space. So Control space, when you have written this function and followed by the method called center object, the auto suggestion is, it says that, I mean, in the bracket parenthesis there should be three parameters. One is the image that is replaced with the object, and the zoom level, it should be a digit and on complete. So you can skip any parameter in putting in a default version. So for us, our object must be our variable, and our variable is the image. So I just copy this one and followed by the zoom level. So zoom level, let's put in 8, and the other parameters let's leave in default. Okay, so we are going to proceed on the next level of completely loading, centering, and finally displaying the image. Now we have set up all the criteria, all the parameters, but one thing, we have not yet set any function to display the image on the map. So this is what we are going to do right now. So let's write the comment like displaying the image on the map. Okay, more readable. Once again, let's call upon the map function, followed by another function we have to use, add layer. Okay, image is going to be added as a layer. Perhaps you can remember we have also used this function in arcpy in Python. So it's not that, yeah. If I just once again press control and space, okay, control and space, look, there is various type of parameters are suggested. So your task is very easy right now. But we are not gonna use, all of the parameters, because it needs, so many explanation, and that explanation I have kept for the next tutorial. So you are requested to check it out later. It's coming soon. So only we are gonna use, EE object. So here in our tutorial, EE object is nothing but the image. Okay. Okay, so let's just efface except this one, copy and paste. Okay, so here we have missed the convention semicolon. Here put the semicolon, and here also let's put the semicolon. Okay, so we are almost done. If I just right now hit the run button, our code should be executed and we should get the image that we are expecting. So let's hit the run button. Look, this is our image. If I just shrink a little bit, sorry. Okay, so this is a single band image. How could I understand? If you just click the layer, it says the layer 1. So it means it's a dark image. But nothing showed in the console. Okay, so we can just print if I just print image, we can get some information about them. Is look, once I use print function included image, uh, it rendered a value, it printed out in console a metadata. So metadata is nothing but the statistics, but the description of the image, when and how it is collected, what are the bands are included, what are the resolutions, cloud coverage, each and everything that is all about a metadata about a satellite image. So look, the image ID, it says that it's been collected from a Landsat sensor, path, row, tier, and collection number that I have already said to you. Version number, band combination. There are subsequently 12 elements, 12 collection of bands have been required to compile up this image. If I just scroll down and click the properties, properties will let you know various things like like date type, datum, WGS 90, WGS 84, uh, ellipsoid, everything, field date, and most importantly, acquisition date. What is the acquisition date? This is the date acquired, acquisition date. This image has been uh, filmed or collected by the sensor in the year of 2014, in March 18. And there is some other information that you can have, like cloud coverage, very important, decisive, collection category T1, collection number. Okay, so this is a combination of kind of information that we have put in the file pathway. So file pathway is not that like kind of Byzantic, so don't worry. It's just a system. First look, the sensor number, collection number, tire number, and then once again sensor number, and then this is the path and this is the row, and then just put the acquisition date. That's all about, don't worry. So this is all about the metadata about this image. And one thing before concluding my tutorial, you can still edit your code. Let's say uh, we can edit the zoom level. If I just insert 10 number instead of 8, increase the zoom level to see it at a bigger screen, in an expanded zoom level, then we have to pick it up, like increase our value. If I just run the code right now, look, the map has been expanded alongside with the image. So image has right now appeared in an expanded view. So that's how we can use Google Earth Engine and the code associated to load the image to display it on the map. But this is a very preliminary image. It is yet to be kind of modified. It is yet to be showed in a multispectral band, multispectral colorful way. So that's what I will be doing in my next tutorial. I will show you how to modify this image, how to make this image colorful, and then extract it, load it on this map. I hope you guys have liked my video. If you have, please do subscribe to my channel. I will come up with another new video very soon. Till then, bye bye. Allah Hafiz.